Good afternoon, everybody. I have my reads for you today. Let's go ahead first and take a deep breath. I'm using a different bowl today. Another deep breath. One more deep breath. So it is. Sending lots of love and blessings out to everybody. Hope you're having a nice day. It's beautiful outside here today. And thank you guys for joining me. Okay, it's the eclipse tonight. I'm on the East Coast, so it's about 4 a.m. The peak of the eclipse tonight. So it's in the 19th, but it's overnight tonight, which is the 18th. And I'm losing my voice right away, so the eclipse may be affecting your ability to speak your truth. And eclipses usually do have some kind of effect on us, right? So, one second, my mic is sticking me. Why is it sticking me? So anyway, it's the 18th today, and 18 is the moon. So we're dealing with the lunar eclipse tonight and the full moon in Taurus, and it's the Beaver full moon eclipse. And definitely stuff came up around the Beaver today. It was one of the first cards out in my message of the day. I'm going to show you the messages as I do them. The first one's going to be the Metatron message from this morning. And then I'm going to give you the message of the day that I did after that. And then I have one message of the day from yesterday, as well as the Union and Twin Flame read that's on the table in front of you. So here is the Metatron message from this morning. And I've been loving the messages from this read. And the day adds up to 34-7 today. 34 is the Eight of Wands, the energetic exchange, the arrows of love, expressing your feelings, lots of back and forth communication or travel. Zip lining comes up for that kind of energy. It's just a flurry of activity and energy. So that's the energy today, which was, for me, it was really positive. I was definitely getting some stuff done around the house. I had to take some carpets outside from my flooding to air them out in the street to make sure they were in the sun today. It's actually beautiful and sunny today. And just letting air all through the house, downstairs and upstairs, just, really refreshing the air. And the air was definitely coming up in the messages as well. So we have the moon and the Eight of Wands. So again, there's a lot of energetic exchange regarding the sun and the moon. As we talked about yesterday, we're basically collapsing the polarities of the sun and the moon into the earth, which will be in the middle of the eclipse today, right? The earth is between the sun and the moon. So we're actually at 0 point on the earth during a lunar eclipse. It's really cool information the way it comes out. The colors from this read today came up with yellow, silver, and blue indigo, which for me right away came up as the golden blue rays, but also the indigo platinum protection that I initially was getting for Archangel Michael and their protection shield was that indigo platinum energy. And actually there's the card in the Syrian Starseed deck for the Queen of Swords has that kind of color aura around her head as well. So again, we're making sure to, either stand in the golden white Christ energy light, the violet flame, the emerald flame for physical healing. Make sure you do some kind of protection, in your field every day, if not multiple times a day. You can do that for you and your children as well, or your family. So a reminder for that kind of stuff. I did want to tell you to watch the Cryon episode 2021. It's called My Dog Is Here, but I don't know what the dog part is about. I might have missed that part, but sometimes they use funny titles that may be ironic. But there's very important messages about how we will use power and water in the future. So the two most important messages from it, but you should definitely watch it. It's not a long one. I think it's about 30 minutes. That power will get all of our power from geothermal energy, that he talks about being 5 kilometers down, but we actually have the ability to collapse it to 2 miles down using, I forget what he said. I didn't watch it yesterday. It was, I think, the day before. Anyway, we have technology to collapse it from 5 kilometers to 2 kilometers straight down. So actually tapping into the heat source of the earth. And the water will be using ocean water, but the problem is salt, because it's very expensive right now to desalt water, because we have to use a lot of heat. It takes a long time, and they only use it for communities who can't get their water any other way. But we are to clean the ocean waters to use for our drinking water by nanotechnology. The magnetization of the nanotechnology then magnetizes to water because it's magnetic. The salt rather. So it takes all the salt out of the water while actually creating an after effect or a byproduct of the water actually being extra healing for us as well. So it's very important that whoever you know in those fields understands this information, starts working on or to that end, which it will happen anyway. But just so you guys know what's going on. So power in the future and water in the future will be free for everybody, which should be every human's right to have, free drinking water and free power, especially if they're expected to use, things that require power in order to survive. So we have the eclipse tonight. Important information about what we will use in the future. We definitely had the squirrels and the pigeons or doves out back today, very busy. The squirrels, I'd left some seeds out front in my planters, hoping the blue jays would come back, but I haven't seen them at all. But the squirrels were very happy to get fed. There was one outside my window just munching away. He was really excited that the seeds were there. Okay, so, and I've been doing my yoga cards every morning, and it's really making me feel good. I can just tell the difference in how it's releasing trapped energies that I wouldn't otherwise release. And I'm not even doing that much. I'm just, whatever cards I pull, and I don't necessarily do all the repetitions. I just do whatever's comfortable for me. And it's usually, 2 to 4 different exercises might come up each morning. And it takes me 10 minutes. And then the ones that are really simple that you can do at any time, I end up doing them anyway as I'm getting up or laying down, neck stretches, that wing stretch that I told you about, putting your hands on top of your shoulders, especially circling back in your wings. It's really important. I'm really feeling that loosen up. And also the neck stretches, stretching your head over into the back so that the front, especially the muscle going into the side of the face by the ear, that gets really tight right there. Because we're always hunched over forward. When people are hunched over forward, they tend to stretch their muscles more forward, which is actually the opposite of what you should be doing. You should be stretching the front muscles, which are tightening up. So make sure to stretch your head back and to the left and the right. But do it carefully. You don't want to hurt yourself. Always bring your head back to the center first before you go to each side. You don't want to wing your head around, because that's how you're going to injure yourself. So balance with stretches to release that untapped Kundalini energy. And also Sandalphon was coming up again in this read. That is with you now. A very creative, nurturing, supportive energy. The dreamy harp energy. So you might want to listen to harp music to relax yourself. And I also put on my Sangaya today, which was Taurus, since we're in the Taurus full moon, which has harp in it. So fly free and transition between the masculine, the divine masculine, and the divine feminine with air, or in other words, communications, opening your wings and your heart to expand, with dreams coming true by conquering your fears magically, focusing on the solar plexus and your happiness, like opening up the solar plexus and the heart, right? Not being afraid of anything, exposing your guts, the front of your body, wide open with confidence, and opening. The bee was pollinating the flower, but I was just getting to be and to be confident. Authentic self, the inner child, who are you? The indigo endings, and remembering that you are held in these endings. And the endings may not be what you're thinking they are, because whenever you hear endings, you think it's going to be something bad. But that doesn't mean that's what it is. It could just be the ending of a certain cycle, a certain way you do things in your house, a certain thing you do with your kids or something. It could just be an ending in a certain schedule that you've been on. But who are you? And indigo is definitely coming up as an expression of you, and the endings that you are held, so there's no worries there. And again, that pinky peach golden indigo combination was coming up of compassion, with the sunset reflecting back to you your ancestors, reflecting back to you your light. In completion and letting go of the past, or perhaps a little purge, in the end, at the end of the peer energy, or the end of a peer group that you're connected to. And again, you'll know this. It's not like you're going to be forced to it. It's knowing what resonates with you. Maybe something no longer resonates with you. Maybe you learned a lot from something and now you're letting it go. The indigo looking up at the stars tonight, so you may actually be called to stay up for the eclipse tonight. Perhaps, and again, Sam the illusionist channeling said that they're getting the soul swapping machine off the moon today, and of course the dark powers don't want the Galactic Federation of Worlds to do that. So of course there's going to be some scuffling, and the only time they can do it is during this eclipse time, where the Earth is between, right? It's like the 0 point polarizing the moon and the sun. It's very interesting. So we're being guided from his information to send a lot of love light to the moon tonight when you go to sleep, or you may choose to be a warrior and be present and perhaps help them out if that's something that you do. So again, any which way, send love light to the moon tonight. A lot of support for them. So I'd asked if I'm supposed to, you don't have to stay up tonight, but if I decide for myself I'm going to stay up tonight, I was asking, should I be up at 2 to 4 or 3 to 5? What is most significant? Or just 3:30 to 4:30? I'm on the East Coast. So that came up when I started looking at the cards further. So fall and winter, the leaves, falling on the ground, going into the periwinkle and aqua winter, and the feathers releasing control. The chakra rainbow of the triangle with all the rainbow colors in it, and the wings, it's really emphasizing the hips to the wings, and working on your structure, on your bone structure, to make sure your organs are all sitting in the right place, because your bones are an organ, but everyone takes it for granted because everyone's hips are off, and your doctor will probably tell you that it's not significant, but it is. Balance is always significant. And I know I went through back issues and healing mostly myself, and trying to get people to be more open-minded about new techniques and that kind of stuff. And, one person might say one thing, and then you go to another person and they actually do something different than the other person did. So there's a lot of different perspectives out there, even in the medical industry. So focus on your hips and your wings to work on balancing them out and releasing those stuck energies, expanding from your hips to your tip of your crown with golden wings. The Queen of Swords was coming up here with the light. With the light and energetic exchange with your ancestors at sunrise and sunset, showing appreciation, or perhaps them showing appreciation to you, and healing that energetic exchange between them, perhaps someone that you lost in the past year or two. And then I was getting 3 to 4 a.m., which is perfect. And then I was getting 4 to 5 p.m., which is tonight. So tonight from 4 to 5 is the sunset and connecting with your ancestors. And I was actually getting that they're thanking you for doing this moon healing tonight, because they're the ones who have gotten soul swapped back to the earth over and over and over again without clearing. So, and then 3 to 4 was coming up as tonight for me on the East Coast, to if I want to be up with the eclipse energies, which would be the hour prior to the peak of the eclipse. So the 4 to 5 p.m. is today at sunset. Sunrise, the sunrise is really late now. It's not at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. It's more like 6 or 7. The ancestors here to help clear the moon to go toward the sun. So again, and Sam has talked about this before as well in other videos, that when we cross over, you can be guided to the moon or the sun, but you're supposed to go towards the sun, but you may be very enticed by the light going towards the moon, which was that soul swapping energy. But we're supposed to go to the sun, not the moon. So the ancestors are saying thank you about this stuff to help clear the moon to go towards the sun instead. The Excalibur pulled from the moon, right? It's like the sword and the stone, the moon being the stone. In union reflects the final sword being pulled from the heart of stone, related to the silver gateway, the human gate, and the false light of dark programming by the sword that we live and die by, which is the warrior. From fall to winter, from the night lake to the night sky, the lady of the lake, and then action on the beach where the land meets the sea, and then a second bird arrives as the hermit comes out, the Knight of Wands, with a love for life. Heating up as the ground gets cold, the crops change this winter once the swap machine is gone. Ancestors again saying thank you. Then back to the farm, and then back to the beach again for a message in the bottle, and perhaps a conch shell too, and communication or freedom of speech. Pausing to come together and heal, or in other words, receive. Allow yourself to receive healing energy. I was also getting a lot of grid work, and it doesn't have to be going far, but you may get called to take a little drive somewhere. I'm feeling called to go to the beach. I was trying to plan to go out to Arizona, but I don't think that's going to happen in the next month or so. So I may just go to the beach tomorrow, which is a couple hours from here. So you may be called to do the same. Locally at 8:39, which is the dance of the 39, which is the Knight of Cups, and just being love, the action of being love, and spreading your love around a bit. So you may be called to move just because you need to ground and integrate some energies in a different location, or just move your energy as well to a different location. So it could be near or far, whatever you want to do. So 8:40 was, again, the dance. The 40 is the Page of Cups. And again, we have the final battle between the sun and the moon, which is a polarity. And you notice that today's the 18th, and the sun is the 19th tomorrow, as we're dealing with the sun and the moon eclipse from the 18th to the 19th, which is pretty cool. The 19 in this deck comes up as the fire dragon, the divine feminine strength, and the family codependencies locking their roots together. Back to the family, the messenger of truth, to unlock more codes to freedom, to be who you are. And again, the sun is very much about Leo, and the 18 and the moon is coming up around Cancer. Thanksgiving comes up this week, which is very significant for both of those, because Cancer is all about the home and family, and Leo is about the kids and shining your light, which are both very much Thanksgiving energies. And it was funny because I ended up texting my brother, who's a Leo at that time, to talk to my sister-in-law at 8:44, which is that grounding, integrating, and mastering of the 8, which is also Leo energies. Be present, and mothering coming up as well for Thanksgiving, and dealing with dark mother wounding. The signs and the birds, and the number 50, which is that 10 of Cups, the happy family and emotional fulfillment. Perhaps, again, taking a trip. And taking advantage, just like going by the moon cycles to do certain things like farming. It's also calling you to see, when's it going to be sunny this week, right? We're always called not to plan too much anymore, but if you can see what days are sunny, then you can plan which days you might want to go out for a jog, or might want to go out for a nice little trip when you still have some sun out in the wintertime, especially when it gets cold. So I looked up the sunrise and sunset times for my area. And for today, right when I looked it up, it was really cool because the sun direction was at 138 degrees exactly, southeast, which is also sudden events. And 38 is my soul number, which is the Queen of Cups. So it was the 138, 1 is the Magician, 38 is the Queen of Cups. And the altitude was 18.91, and the sun distance was 91.8, which is the reflection of that, right? So 18 and 91 is 18 of the moon, and 91 is the reflection of the sun. And then we have the sun distance as 91.8, which is the 91 of the sun, and then 1/8 of the moon. But then there was double eights, which is the twins dancing side by side next to the 91. So again, 18.91 and then 91.88, 91.880 million miles is the sun distance. The sunset today is 4:41. It's 3:04 right now here. 245 degrees west. And solar noon, I never look up the sunrise and sunset times. So there's something called the solar noon here, which I'd never noticed before. And I was just noticing the significant times that pop out at me on certain days. As in like the 14th of November, the sun set at 4:44, the 14th and the 15th. So I was just jotting down some times or dates that may be significant for me. You might want to do the same. It was interesting, December 14th and 15th, the sun rises at 7:14 and 7:15. And the solar noon on those days was 11:55, which is justice and the truth, Excalibur. So that's significant, 12, 14, and 15. And then for me, there were other significant days, but they may be different for you. So I was getting very air energy in the first column of these cards, to go within, to pull swords, which is working on your wounding. The second column was working on your wings, the eclipse, and again, the beach time of perhaps traveling somewhere, or perhaps going out to take a jog or take a walk. The third column was all about joy and confidence and ending with your ancestors. As I was dealing with my insurance company, which is USAA, which is a very family-oriented company, because you have to be in the military to initially get USAA. And again, a love for life was coming up with this, with the Knight of Wands and get up and go. Before it gets cold, perhaps go somewhere where you can still travel to when you can't, when it gets really cold, for healing. Fire up with the family healing through self-mothering and signs and synchronicities, nature and birds. And then merging on the path was the underlying energy with the man with money and the thinking woman. Here's the energy deck. I did a little reading with the energy deck. And then the cornucopia of Thanksgiving, and Archangel Michael was coming up again, which I brought up his shield of protection, the indigo platinum, and the wounded warrior of balance, yin and yang, with the 22, which is the fool's journey. The first card out was the financial constraints, which I wasn't really getting regarding financial constraints. I mean, it can be for some, but I right away, as soon as I saw the card, was for me, it was my basement, which is now kind of empty right now since all the carpeting was pulled up. But patience with any kind of tower event. Magically, the sun will come out, and so then play in the sun. The chariot and community, to complete strategy, to put in something new or whatever you're waiting for will just magically get done. Okay, making time to allow for what's coming in the spring, right? So don't rush. You have all winter. It's not really a time to do, and it's more of a time to just be. The 18 of anxiety comes up here regarding the moon and the eclipse tonight. So you might be feeling some anxiety because of the eclipse. And actually, someone I was just speaking to was talking about just feeling really drained. And the energetic exchange regarding open windows. So perhaps you want to open your windows today. And this opens the door to romance, letting the fresh air in. With the 33, the Christ vibration standing up for yourself as well. There was a lot of 6 energies here of 24 and 33. So yeah, I opened all my doors, the garage door to get air out the basement since it really needed it. Yeah, and I think going somewhere with my sister tomorrow too. I'm going to take a nice little trip tomorrow. So blossoming abundance, the door to spirit, clean air, the journey inspired to walk away and within, the divine masculine being called to get sun and rest and rejuvenate, or both parts of yourself, do both. So it was really funny because the way the cards come up. Then the broken heart came up. But for me, it was because I booked an appointment with a place called the Heart Casa. It's just perfect. Sometimes the cards are just so literal. At 11, this is 11 o'clock this morning. So a lot of source energy behind 11, which is justice or truth and balance. Archangel Michael may be coming up around Thanksgiving as well. Hermiting with the 9 and 14 of caring connections, one-to-one connections. The man with the heart purging a storm warning or a high vibrational clearing, a turn for the better. So allow that to happen. There's victory here for the one who seeks peace or is able to achieve peace when there is none around them. The 20 of the envy of the dark mother or dark woman with perhaps 2 girls, or the energy of Atlas in the way to the world with Archangel Ariel in the garden and gate of the little girl with anxieties. And that's the little girl who doesn't want to leave the home because she's scared. The King of Wands coming up here, all tied up, playing games perhaps, removing the mask to free themselves from attachments. The Angel of Balance came up, walking away within, and these could be children too. Or the Page of Cups coming up as Archangel Metatron in a very powerful energy. So, even the meekest of little children can be an Archangel Metatron energy here. The King of Wands is victorious in finding peace whenever they feel trapped. The Page of Cups with anxiety. Sorry about the banging. The windows are open, so my door was just banging. Anxiety due to being so high vibrational, right? So the Page of Cups innocent, who's really high vibrational, may get extra anxiety because they're just extra sensitive to the energies of the eclipse right now. Archangel Gabriel comes up as 39, the Knight of Cups, and the Angel of Strength, 50, which is that emotional fulfillment of the feminine, strong woman. The Knight of Cups speaking their truth for emotional fulfillment. We have shadow gratitude here, so that may be a false type of gratitude, with lovers balancing or dealing with a contract, and indecision in the dance at the Y in the road, for perhaps having a choice to make, or a choice of path to make. Hostilities may be coming up from a child, or the Page of Wands, or the Devil child, and then there'll be another child who may be the opposite of them, right? There's the polarization of the children, one who's the really good child, one who's the really bad child. And again, it's just bringing up the polarizations to bring them to the middle so that they both don't feel they have to play those polarized roles anymore. The Angel of Love versus the Devil child. And then the 52 of the Queen of Swords holding up the moon, while the 51 King of Swords, healer of the ages, gets all the glory for being the savior, right? So she holds up the moon, like Atlas holds up the way to the world, while the healer of the ages gets all the glory, right? That's the masculine and the feminine. So we're talking about all the polarities that need to be healed at the eclipse here to the middle at 0 point. The High Priestess walking away, dancing across the bridge so that family can be happy perhaps without them. Or just the Emperor and 2 kids. The King of Cups 37 and Archangel Shamuel, or the solar plexus coming up here, very confident with unconditional love. And that can be the Queen of Swords too. While the 51 of the King of Swords steps back to see the big picture of the dark world that perhaps he wasn't paying attention to because he's so absorbed in his own world of being healer of the ages and getting all the attention. The Knight of Wands deceit needs to figure out what they value, right? Because this is a very deceitful energy, this Knight of Wands. It's like a Knight of Wands reversed. They need to figure out what they actually value in life. And the King of Swords may be opening a door to their crown, opening up their crown with Archangel Uriel and the Ace of Cups, which is all about self-love, spiritual love, and new love. And then the Messenger of Truth, Magician, Old Man, with the Thinking Man, going back into his inner child, thinking of the Queen of Cups from his heart, as Archangel Raphael, right? The heart chakra and the healer of the ages. So again, that's the King of Swords, or the divine masculine energy that's coming up right there. So while there could be another situation here, while the mother and the daughter team, or 2 sisters, and they're very polarized. One is the controlling woman who's envious of the other one, right? Because she wants to partner up with the other one, because there may be envy here, so it could be dark mother energy coming up there, because the other woman is guided by her heart, but she also is guided by the 44, which is the grounding, integrating, and mastering of love, and needing to learn how to receive love and not allow people to take from them anymore, which is what this other woman wants to do, because she's showing envy, right? The woman with the money and the woman with the heart. The coin woman offering to partner up, and the heart woman may be feeling into it to see if it's really what she wants, if it resonates with her. The dark mother who is envious of the Atlas Ariel daughter, which is the sacral chakra, not having to wear a mask perhaps, and that can be a literal mask, or figuratively they're jealous that they don't have to put on airs, they can just be themselves. With 3 angelic children perhaps, and 1 with anxieties and codependencies on the man with the heart. Or Uriel with anxieties and staying at home, and the Angel of Balance perhaps is the Page of Cups Metatron. The sun is coming up as controlling in a relationship regarding money and learning to be heart focused. Or not the sun, but this could be even you guys, right? Including myself. See where in your life you could be seen as something that you know that you're not. So maybe needing to tweak something in you that is showing something that's not actually you. So it's not about changing yourself, it's about becoming more authentic to yourself, so more of your authenticity is actually shining through. Because if you're being completely authentic, they're not going to see you in an inauthentic way. And it's 3:14 on the clock, which is pi. So it's about balancing your masculine and feminine. So seen as controlling perhaps in a certain relationship, or maybe somebody sees you as all about money. And then learning to be more heart focused so that you reflect what you actually are. So yeah. So that was what was coming up from that deck. And then I did a message from, I gotta plug this one in. This is a message of the day from today. So I just gotta unplug this and plug my phone in because it's not gonna last. Okay, so this message of the day was from the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Guidebook, as well as the Lenormand Reverie, the Gilded Tarot, and the Kipper deck. And this was at 11:51 to 54 this morning. 11 is Justice, 51 is the King of Swords, 54 is the Page of Swords. The underlying energy was the Dear One, the Lilies, the Wounded Warrior, and Courtship. So, dear ones, spiritually gifted, Wounded Warrior, courting. As the bat transforms into the butterfly and the nightingale sings, the cobra awakens to crown and to teach. Those at crossroads or slow in the dark, and dear ones, that's you, sweet, innocent, and balanced, inspired by communication or shocking events, dreams coming true even, and the loving man with a path to choose, and thinking of one of two as one, the Queen of Wands as the Page of Cups, and the Hermit with flowers or gift or gifts, and the angry side of another man who's always pissed off in a partnership, grounding, integrating, and making things bigger than they actually are, exposing the powers that be and the towers and public judgments and events, or focusing in on public displays of affection or lilies in union with the King of Cups, or flowers imprisoned, or putting in glass houses, right, the flowers or the lily, or that can be, again, public displays of affection that someone's not comfortable with, the better to see you with, my dear, my pretty, dear one. Big love, the Holy Grail, too beautiful to be exposed to the elements and invested in the devil's work, destined, or Capricorn Libra, finding peace away at night from dysfunctional family, business, or community, or loss, or big spending, or loss now exposed, or on a big vacation with the Queen of Cups reversed, Pisces, or whose world is upside down, that could be a divine feminine as well, and the Wounded Warrior down on their knees, hoping the dark birds go away. So again, this someone who hoards, who never uses anything they love because they're afraid that its value will decrease, that it's too beautiful to be shared with the world, that's obviously an error, in your thinking. That, the person who does that ends up having all this stuff that's worth something that they never got to appreciate, and then they die and leave it to somebody else who may not even like it. So, you use the things that you love every day. Enjoy every moment to the fullest. So it's don't try to hide the beautiful. It's like someone saying, "Oh, I didn't want to bring the beautiful flower out in public because it would ruin it." Right? And that's an old way of thinking. Allowing the flower to be exposed to the elements is going to kill it, as opposed to letting it get stronger, like we talk about the olive trees in the desert. So the Atlas ship is coming up here with no anchor, right? So the weight of the world, a burden to you, and the ship with no anchor, nowhere to ground into, nothing that floats the boat. And the sealed message that's been broken here, the vehicle of infiltration, or a vehicle title and or a home title going on, with hermiting changes and a false person or couple, or with masks, the tango between the women and the men, perhaps over a house and judgment, inspired by great fortune and the message of concern, of patience and balance and angels of a higher love, and the emperor's courtship, or just stability in a home and or relationship that they're staying in, or dear one awakening into union with the wounded warrior in a relationship for control and or stability at 12:14, which is the hanging man and the 14 of the temperance card. The first section here is the firefly, the hawk, and the beaver. And here's the beaver regarding the beaver full moon. Big inspiration here that grows instead of flickering out, clearing the way to beaver eclipse full moon to balance, building a dam, bugs and birds and those who give a damn, the firefly child in transition in need of help, the page of pentacles reversed with bad health or issues with health care or the need to take care of another, and that can always be the general energies of dealing with health issues because of you know what. The hawk is changing. The hawk is clearing the way. It's very interesting the way these two cards come up, because the firefly looks like it's very little, right, with fleeting inspiration, and it grows into this hawk clearing a huge amount of space as opposed to this small flickering. It becomes stronger as it grows, clearing the way for the page of cups with multiple faces of vulnerability, saving for a new home or perhaps a renovation at 12:21, or to complete a home cycle, or missing a prior opportunity due to health issues or our international situation right now. The beaver is hard-working fox, leaving the hen house or the kitty farm after they cleared the way for them to do the work. The kids may have cleared the way for the fox leaving, or vice versa, with patience, balance, and angels off path on the fox chase of a higher love. The magician manifesting here with the King of Wands filing papers at the courthouse. The Page of Pentacles reversed is saving or withholding for or from the magician here, with health conflicts and change of house perhaps. Or you could be clearing out the house, to sterilize the house, that kind of energy too, in order to put it on the market perhaps, or settle out in court. Pisces and Virgo, perhaps Aries or Sag, and Scorpio too here at 12:26, which is the Hanging Man and the Page of Wands. The second section here is the Lamb, the innocent target, who may be sought out for their diamond light in a sealed collective awakening. The Lamb with the pushy mother, or devilish powers that be, for dreams to come true with mature worldly man expanding or free, or Taurus. The collection of the family tree clearing their wounds of the dark mother at Thanksgiving, healing in patience, tempers, and fallen angels in the wealthy man in transition. The victim who's innocent of the collective, and the perpetrator of the family, and the savior, the star, and the fallen angel and the wealthy man, and are they all one and the same? The one versus the all. And remember the cycle of polarities, which is the savior versus the perpetrator. The victim's in the middle of all that, and the victim shifts, they both shift with it. They both pull in towards the middle, and that's the idea here. Capricorn, Taurus, and Sagittarius reversed, Aquarius upright, and Scorpio here, with Capricorn controlling, Taurus craving stability or clinging or hoarding, Sagittarius being the fallen angel or going into addictions, and Scorpio all about money to get some. The third section here is the elk, the cheetah, the starfish, the moth, the elephant, and the cosmic egg. The stingray and the peacock as well. All watching the collective awakening, except the starfish, who's kind of self-absorbed, and the moth, who's obsessing about their flame, and the elephant holding their flame in their trunk, and they're marked, right? 'Cause somebody wants to kill the elephant for their tusks, and trying to save them both from another perspective of the cosmic egg, from the side of the collective awakening as opposed to the top down or from above. The stingray is plugged in and turned on, in the know, fully activated to all angles, the peacock, the beautiful within and without, right? So that's what we're talking about, making sure you're seen as how you are, right? What you see is what you get. The elk is the hothead, taking a chance on love, working to align, inspired by unexpected income or something incoming they didn't expect. The cheetah is mesmerized here by the elk, or perhaps they're mesmerized by the awakening and the elk is holding them back so they don't pounce. The cheetah with lovers or family breakthrough, recovering from exile or an energetic exchange occupation, or just lots of back and forth, messages or travel, or love, or occupied by an energetic exchange, and that can be a sexual exchange. The starfish king of wands is wrapped up with rugrats, petty thieves and or irritants, with death, endings, dark night of the soul, and or transition of an abundant marriage. With the moth to the flame, the Queen of Cups is crossing twin bridges, perhaps feeling left for dead, or ending all pain and betrayal, and the plane passed overhead at this point at 12:43. Going north or west. So someone might have felt left for dead with the Queen of Cups here, with Bambi to the rescue on the wounded warrior path, which is that victim mentality. And then the elephant with Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, busy manifesting the dance of their dreams, both being the liar, the cheater, and the thief, and the man with concerns about martyrdom because they give too much, or being taken advantage of. The cosmic egg is the crowning achievement. It's the crown of home instability and or moving, visiting, or ending all of that, walking away from all that you've built for unconditional love of self. The stingray, loving lady in intense connection and destined love train, the journey and the labor of love of the Queen of Cups, peacock, inspired to crack codes with the King of Cups reversed and the Queen of Cups upright, working it out. Gemini, Leo, Aries, and Scorpio upright here. We also have Taurus and Libra here, perhaps Cancer too. And the fourth section here is the eagle, the sea serpent, and the panther. And the sea serpent's the sacral chakra. The eagle's coming in, causing, right, because the eagle comes in when they want to stir things up, right? They're saying there's too much calm here, something needs to expand. So they come darting in, about to land, right, because we're about to land with the eclipse going into the new North Node in December. So there's big changes happening this last month. The eagle's coming in, causing the seal to break in the collective awakening, stirring things up for the panther to infiltrate. So they crack the seal so that the dark energy of the panther can sneak in. The eagle with Atlas burdens, the weight of the world, in energetic exchange in court or union over home judication, and the sea serpent, sacral energy of abundant journey at 12:53, the hanging man and the messenger of truth. As we turn the page, becomes 55 of Excalibur. The X is caliber. To stand up and light their flame with wise, privileged lady, or just to hang out with them. The panther's growl here lights a fire underneath somebody's butt to start a magic journey without the King of Wands reversed, then triggering him of sudden thoughts of a woman. And this could be somebody walking away from the King of Wands, which then leaves him free to think about somebody else. Perhaps the one who got away. The collective is struggling here to stay sealed, or just letting one out at a time to adventure out or to test the waters. In energetic exchange, there's a flurry of activities to stand up at opening ceremonies, which can be that slight opening just to test the waters. With the King of Wands reversed, or just to go into court to open sealed files. The fifth section here is the lizard, the oyster, and the camel. The lizard's taking direction from the oyster, usually, who is now clammed up suddenly with romantic moonchild and won't talk to them. The oyster with wise social community of birds holding their tongue, or perhaps they're advising the oyster to hold their tongue with the main male magician. The camel's independent but blue right here with self-love and well wishes, but at night with the Queen of Wands thief, or maybe she's energy stealing, or who sees them as a thief. In a sudden event, epiphany, or energetic exchange, lashing out or keeping silent at night, or Scorpio and Cancer both upright, or Pisces or Capricorn suddenly lashing out or silenced between the community and the main male. Gemini or Virgo here too, perhaps a bit of Scorpio fire. So there's the energy of a upright Scorpio, upright Cancer, and this other Pisces or Capricorn energies in between, all of a sudden lashing out or all of a sudden going silent between a community and the main male, right? Maybe not talking to either one of them. The 8th section here is the Phoenix rising with wise counsel as the Emperor and mature woman, who could be a lover or a mother, with an official fool, or they're making it official with them on the fool's journey of despair, or the pair, presently imprisoned, the Knight of Cups, and the community of the High Priestess, main female, exposing closed case files to woman with a decision to make, or exposing a death or ending between the two of them, or a mother's passing. The thinking man is connected to this, either interested in breaking up a mother and daughter or two friends for his own means, or deciding which one got the money so he knows which one to hone in on. Or they like the mother, but will the daughter get in the way, and or vice versa, or someone's ill or on their deathbed or recently passed, and he's waiting for the dust to settle before taking action. And then I was getting, should I stay or should I go? And that's been coming up the past couple of days. Perhaps the King of Wands reversed is the Emperor, but when he's Emperor, he's upright here. And he may be close to his mother, but not to the father, or his mother married somebody else and they may be an official person and dealing with their sister after a father's passing. So it's coming up as like the feminine may have lost their mother, or the masculine has lost their father, or someone is, not doing well and they may be passing soon, so they may be trying to get affairs in order, or someone's focusing on their sister because of somebody's passing. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the message of the day from yesterday. All right, so let's see where we are. All right, so this is the message of the day from yesterday. This is this next one. Are you going to focus? Thank you. Okay. Let's plug that back in. All right, this was done last night at 10:52, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Swords. The underlying energy was the Frog, the Well, the Seven of Wands, and imprisonment. And I ended up watching 37 Seconds, which was a really good movie, guys. It's subtitles, and I don't often like to wear subtitles. I don't often like to watch subtitles because it's hard to watch the movie while you're reading all the time, because it was Japanese. I think it was Japanese. But, oh yeah, it was so good. It was about a girl with disabilities and how she wants to be treated, like a regular person. She's so sweet. Anyway, that's called 37 Seconds. And 37 is the King of Cups. So the Frog and the Rain, love rain on me, with new love and wishing well, standing up to others, imprisoned by them, or a guard in a prison, present with gifts, or perhaps their own psychic gifts. Dear one, zebra, lizard, and frog, looking for one like me who gets who I am. So here the dear one and the zebra are very much like each other in this deck. And the lizard and the frog were also facing the same direction, looking very much alike each other, right? Finding someone who matches you. Who will bring flowers and gifts? Someone who will bring love and well wishes. Just someone like me, why is that so hard to find? Sunshine and dreams coming true. The Queen of Wands releases to stand up for themselves. The main male with a message in a car ride or mail. The wounded warrior's pathway. The official person on the fool's journey of despair, or the pair presently feeling imprisoned, or perhaps is. The first section is the cheetah coming out of the collective awakening with the hummingbird clearing the way, or perhaps yelling after a child being impish or who ran away. The cheetah with wise guides and the wounded warrior surrendering to the main female, the collective awakening to the romantic pup at night, feeling the death between her and her mother or sister. The hummingbird, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, juggling the rainbow and looking out for her. The second section is the web and the crocodile. The spider of the Queen of Cups crossing the bridges, impatient to become the privileged lady. The crocodile with wise community of birds, ending pain, left for dead. The man with a sudden thought of a woman, and she of him. The third section is the shark and the camel. The shark child wandering off to find a house, and the camel king of wands with rugrats, leaving messes, foolish behavior, and inspired to great fortune here. The fourth section is the tiger and the vulture, the stalker and the old man, the king of cups with time and a weakness for a romantic little girl. The vulture is the dark mother energy, not expressing their true feelings about the Knight of Cups and a happy community and or ending. The fifth section here is the bat, the firefly, the sea serpent, and the tarantula and the turtle. They're all kind of doing their own thing. The bat with the family tree, with the page of wands reversed, and the Queen of Cups working hard. The firefly is inspired to a loving man, and the knight in shining armor here with the Queen of Wands thief or unsavory line of work. The sea serpent's sacral connection is the sexual connection and separation with loving, mature woman, and the tarantula is exposed to the powers and towers and perhaps choices to make, with the Knight of Cups dealing with change, hermiting with changes. The turtle is telling them to travel without them, like go on without me, I can't keep up, with conflicts at work and a lot of back and forth. The page of wands reverse is frustrated with the Knight of Swords and separation, with the Knight of Cups pursuing happiness. With the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands and a mother making changes or splitting up with the Knight of Cups in a move, new home, or occupation. That was at 1236, the Hanging Man and the Atlas energy of the weight of the world. The sixth and final section here is the golden egg, the fire ants, and the unicorn, all coming to see the new child or a birthing, the golden egg or the golden child that came up the other day, in abundant flow in energetic exchange or the hours of love, with the snake in the garden, the vehicle of infiltration or the poison apples, you know what I'm talking about when you deal with a new child, and grounding and integrating the details of what they find. At work, the mature worldly man, with fire ants collective and the entry wound, the snake, the new information of the wealthy man in transition, and the unicorn grounding and integrating the details, the map, or magnifying them to the Empress reversed with unexpected income or incoming inspirations. The workplace with clarity and the Empress reversed with the mature male and wealthy male with unexpected income or incoming. And the wealthy male could be somebody's lawyer as well. So that's 1242, which is the Hanging Man and the Two of Cups partnership. All right, so now we're going to go into the union read and the twin flame read. The union read's pretty quick, but I'm going to roll the dice first. Let me just show you both of those pictures now. All right, so here is the union read. Sorry about that. Here's the union read. And again, it's 40, 50, 60, which is my usual now. 40, 50, 60, feminine on the left, masculine on the right, the bridge between them in the center, incoming divine feminine, outgoing divine masculine, the underlying energies of the King of Wands, and the closing energy of the Page of Wands. That's the Syrian Starseed deck. And here's the read in front of you on the table. Again, this is more of a general read, all-encompassing energies, where the other one is more about physical union. But they're all both general reads for the twins. Here is the full 7-deck read in front of you on the table. If you want something more specific to you, my information is below as well as my website, Twin Flames 3344. And yep, but you saw that message already. Okay. And of course, I have my CD out there also called Ashes, Twin Towers to Twin Flames by Evelyn Stainthorpe, if you want to check that out. It's only $1 for a song. I'm going to roll the die for you first, too, and then we'll get right into the union. It's 3:38 on the clock, which is, again, the Queen of Cups and the Christ vibration. And here it's 5432. 54 is the Page of Swords, and 32 is the journey. So the message on the journey of the Christ and the Mary Magdalene, that's that 338 energy. All right, for the Twin Flames now. All right, we have, again, Uranus has been coming up a lot last couple days. We have Virgo, and we have number 6, okay, which is the Lovers and Gemini. It's also June, which goes into Cancer as well, which is love and family energy. So Uranus is all about Aquarius. So we have Aquarius, Virgo, and Gemini and our Cancer. Yeah, so it's a mixed energy, but it's very familial, family oriented, with between Cancer and Virgo, and even Gemini. And Gemini is the twins and lovers as well. But we also have Aquarius there, which is more of the group mentality as opposed to the others, because the others are all about the individual. Yeah, so it's focusing more on the individual personalities in this energy for this day, but there's this overall energy of Aquarius hovering over, because we've just gone into Aquarius, which is focusing on the collective. And of course we have the eclipse tonight. So the union read here was done at 6:05 to 6 last night. The 6 of the Lovers, and then 5 to 6 of the Hierophant and the Lovers, or the 5 of change, expansion, and freedom. This is 45D60 for the 18th to the 19th eclipse. I wanted to definitely include the lunar eclipse energies here with the full moon. The King of Wands was the underlying energy, and he's very much the shaman in this deck. He's also the man of passion. The 9 of Pentacles was in the center of the read, which is the sovereign, and the Page of Wands at the end, which in this one is it's literally a statue of Sekhmet with a mask on, very tribal energy, with a woman, and there's a flame sticking out from his hand, but from where, and then it's a woman on the ground, like begging for her flame back, because she's got a flame holder with no flame in it. The King of Wands, man of passion or shaman, and the sovereign or sovereignty from the Page of Wands. So this could be a father and child gaining sovereignty from each other, perhaps a child leaving the nest. The incoming divine feminine is the Knight of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles. A night off, or the Knight of Wands in the night of expanding or contracting, or good at expanding and contracting, with the Sage of Crystals, or the Queen of Pentacles, perhaps a tough nut to crack, surrendering to all that is, where the land meets the sea, the King of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles, surrendering. The 4D here is the Sun, the Seven of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. The Divine Feminine Sunshine, energized, exposing all. The Divine Masculine Queen of Wands, multitasker, crowning themselves. Bridging, passing downloads from the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, and community, to ground zero, with 2 men watching. It's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's Frank collecting golf balls, or recreating Gonzo up in the air. The 5D here is the Queen of Cups, the 9 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Pentacles. The Divine Feminine Queen of Cups and or Pisces child, with the Divine Masculine and the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community. And then my Nat showed up. Unforgettable. So Nat King Cole came up again. Or in the Garden of Prayer. Bridging with sovereign and pure wise bird in her secret garden without saying a word. Very manicured. The 6D here is Ascension, the 4 of Wands, and the 5 of Cups. The Divine Feminine with the world in her right hand in a sense connection. The Divine Masculine purging 2 cups by the creek in the woods, or staying out of the sun, or a lot of women around. The outgoing Divine Masculine with the Ace of Wands, the 2 of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. New passion for knowing and floating with the Page of Pentacles and Page of Wands, or 2 children, or the Page of Pentacles curious about their abilities, and the Page of Wands being begged to stay. And that could be a pet as well. The Divine Feminine with Leo. Leo is the only energy that came up between them in this read. So Leo is very significant here. And Leo is all about the child as well, and the pets. So at 6:23 is the Lovers and the King of Wands, with Leo, which can be the King of Wands. She also had the King of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups on the feminine side. The masculine had no major arcana with the Queen of Wands and Page of Wands. So the feminine has King of Wands and Knight of Wands. The masculine has Queen of Wands and Page of Wands. So they both had two parts of the wand family. And then the masculine also had the Page of Cups. But there was also another energy that would match up with the Queen of Cups, because all the others matched up with someone, which is the Two of Cups girl, but it's not actually a court card. But this could be a Pisces energy. And between the masculine and feminine was the sovereign in union or at home. So the overall energy was the 40 of the Page of Cups, the innocent energy or the innocent puppy love. And the horizontal pillars came out to 9, 19, and 12, which is the Hermit, the Sun, and the Hanging Man. The vertical pillars came out to 0, 0, 2. 2 is the High Priestess. And then 0, 20. 20 is the Judgment card. 15 is the Devil. And then 1, 2, 0. 1 is the Magician. 2 is the High Priestess again. But we also could be 20 here. And 12. So the message was coming across as sunshine of the Hermit with sunshine, or exposing the Hanging Man in a message of love, or the Hermit in the sun hanging out with the Page of Cups. Also 2020 was coming up here. So whether it's the year 2020 and looking back at 2020, or in hindsight, or 2020 vision, the Shadow or the Devil and the Magician with the High Priestess with space for the Page of Cups. And also 2015 was coming up here. 151 was being flanked by 20 and 20 on either side. So 151 may be significant for somebody as well. But 151 is reflecting the 15 of the Devil and the 51 of the King of Swords. And then 2020 around them. And that could be a lot of judgment around them too. So 2020 shadows coming up, and then the Nat arrived again. Unforgettable, that's what you are. So 2020, a year you'll never forget, of the Magician and the High Priestess, or hanging out with the Page of Cups, that innocent one, or puppy love. The High Priestess judging the Devil for hanging out with the Page of Cups, and this could be someone perhaps who had an affair with someone who was a lot younger than him, or a child, maybe they're 18 years old, or with a message of love and doing nothing. And that could also just be someone who spent the year with a pet that they fell in love with, or in puppy love, or being completely innocent, like going back into their own inner child of innocence and doing nothing and just enjoying themselves. So there could be a lot of energies, but it was all about the Page of Cups, which is that sweet, innocent love. Okay, and then we have the read in front of you. The Syrian Starseed deck was cut at 6:55, the Lovers and the Excalibur, the Truth, the Ace of Swords. And then at 7:17 to 18, which is the Star in the Moons, Terror of Crystals came up, T-E-R of crystals. And crystals can be purges or being Christ-like. And the terror could be coming up for Earth, but also a tier or levels of crystals, level of being Christ-like, with the 7:17 of the Stars and the Moon. That can also be taking a time out for urgency of this energy to purge, like taking a time out because all of a sudden you have to purge something. I completed the clarifications at 7:32, which is the Chariot and the Journey of the Six of Wands. The only major arcana in the main part of this read in front of you is Guidance, which is the Hierophant. Before the read, the Shadow, Strength, and Solar Deity came up, which is the Devil, and Solar Deity is the Sun. And after the read, Reason, or the Emperor, came up, as well as the Indigo, which is the Magician. 4 Pentacles, 4 Cups. That's a lot of Pentacles and Cups. And then the Two of Swords. There were no Wands in the main cards. The King of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Queen of Cups came up. So there's a couple there. And then the Knight of Swords, which also can be a messenger. And then the Nine of Pentacles, which is the Sovereign. The Knight of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles all came up in the read. A lot of people. And then we had the Nine of Cups before the read, which can also be a person. Nine of Cups and Nine of Pentacles can be the masculine and the feminine. So we have, let's see, 2 Kings, 2 Knights, and a Queen. And then the Nine of Pentacles and Nine of Cups, which can both be sovereign people. We had double 2s, double 3s, and double 9s here. They're all equally significant. 22 is the Fool. 33 is the Christ vibration and the 7 of Wands. And 99 is that energy of Agent 99, but also endings, completions, compassion, universal selflessness, and the collective consciousness. And then we also had 39 of the Knight of Cups, 59 of the Five of Swords, the War Within, and then 23 of the King of Wands, 56 of the Two of Swords, and 69 of the Ace of Pentacles, that offer of a new life of perfect contentment. And then, of course, 9, 10, begin again and again and again. Keep coming back to center every time you expand. Stay present. So the message line was all about adventure, physical activity, and rebirth. And so the knit came up here. That can be nitwit, but it also can be, eggs of a louse. Or it could be a jerk, eggs of a jerk. So the show of power of the key, which is also time out or toggling up. And the code line was all about the number 15 coming from 942. So both of those numbers were significant here. But again, the shadow side coming up. And taking the high road. The show of power being key to take the high road, to be wise and clear as the Hermit, the 9, the collective consciousness, for 2, King of Cups, perhaps. And I was getting the name Addie times 2, Addie. And that can be lots of different names. Like Adele is Addie. There's a lot of masculine African names that are Addie, so don't take for granted that's only one name. And like Adrian could be Addie. So there's a lot of different names that come up under Addie. But it comes up twice, and Addie's been coming up all week, so it's very significant. Some of the top names that came up, of course, were Adeline, Adelina, Adelaide, Adeline, Adele, Aden, Adina, Adelpha, Adem, and then a list of African male names came up under that. The message line was also coming up as no. The key is 309 is actually a highway that's near me, but it literally comes up as 309. So it could be 309. Maybe you need to take 309, but also 309 is spelled exactly 309. So taking the high road or the highway, the Hermit with the Two of Cups, or the connection with the King of Cups, the Hermit and the King of Cups, and then Addie, or perhaps 2 aids needed here regarding adventure and rebirth and physical activity. So again, perhaps somebody's braking very hard on the highway, clearing the way for the Hermit, the wise one, the collective consciousness, 4-2, to master their emotions, to wear them down. Also, somebody could be saying someone's an idiot, especially if they make them almost crash on the highway. Flowing down the highway, the high road. The wise Hermit connecting with the King of Cups to begin to eat, perhaps take a nibble, or just start out very slowly and take a bite. In an adventure, physical activity, and or rebirth. Okay, so it's all about the King of Cups and the Hermit connecting. Perhaps on a highway, or 309 or 309 coming up here. Or again, someone saying somebody's a nitwit or an idiot, or, that kind of energy coming up. But of course, that's also about the eggs of a louse. So maybe you have bugs, like my gnat that I have here, who keeps coming to visit me when I do my reads. So we start out here with the guidance card reversed, which is the Hierophant. And beneath it, from the bottom up, was the Shadow, the 9 of Cups, the Two of Wands, or the Twin Flames, the Strength card, all upright, all 4 of them, and then the Solar Deity was reversed. And then the guidance card reversed. So Leo and Taurus, or the Sun and guidance, were both reversed. So no guidance, no Sun. The Shadow, or Capricorn web, perhaps satisfied with the Twin Flames' strength of overexposure, or perhaps overcoming, being drained and in need of sunshine and having no guidance, or being able to guide themselves. Or the Capricorn, or the Devil's service for 9, perhaps for the Twin Flame, to birth through the ring of fire, to initiate. This is I was getting like a fraternal initiation, but it wasn't. It was more like a family initiation into the circle of trust, a draining experience without guidance, or there ain't no sunshine when she's gone. The Tower of sudden events, epiphanies, or sexual exchange, perhaps of a divorce or sudden explosion or eruption, or break from a religion, establishment, or Taurus reversed, with the Knight of Pentacles reversed and the Hierophant reversed in energetic exchange with third party at 809, which is the Dance, and the 9 of the Hermit, which is also completion and the collective. The King of Cups is under the radar, perhaps on break, or in 5D connection, or sleeping at the workplace, or sleeping at work, in separation to be the Knight of Cups and offer love. At work with broken heart or trying to connect, had 3 coins in their hands and just dropped them on the floor like they were trash, or just another notch on their wall of achievements, or has been working in the wilderness, camping out to ground, or is homeless, or working out a proposal by the falls, as the Queen of Wands is looking elsewhere, as the Queen of Pentacles reversed is ungrounded or perhaps underground, and the Knight of Cups offering love to the dream girl, leaving a mess behind, giddy up. Religious factors came up here, and beneath that trust was even more significant, that you need to have faith. The Queen of Cups reversed, as I whistled, being offered or offering a new life without passion, growth, or creativity, with the King of Pentacles reversed, who may be coming up as no superhero here, but the Star, or with Dream Girl, all pure, or thinks he's going to hell for not saving a girl from herself, so he could be the star of the show. At 8:25 is the 8 of the dance, the 25 of the Knight of Wands, offering time, money, and effort, but no passion, to the King of Pentacles reversed, perhaps with the Dream Girl, or is the Dream Girl. Self-love is really significant here in taking a risk to love yourself first, and beneath it, environment with 44, grounding and integrating and mastering of love. With Capricorn reversed, and Leo upright and reversed, Scorpio upright, Taurus reversed, and Aquarius upright here. Destitute or out in the cold, and a split, a lie, divide, or divorce. Seeing synchronicities and heaven in their eyes, the twin flame path of injustice and sunshine, and explosive energy of the Knight of Cups, offer of love, and the Knight of Cups exposing injustice. Exposed beams on the ceilings, and perhaps the throwing star, the Saturn in Aquarius and Jupiter in Gemini, or the exposure of twins. And then I was getting great balls of fire. The Knight of Cups outside the box, with the Knight of Cups offering love to the Dream Girl times 2. Knight of Cups, Dream Girl, Dream Girl. Double vision and self-love here with number 61, taking a risk to love yourself first. So maybe seeing double. So then the underlying energy here is lashing out in a way out of the chains of depression. Or Capricorn and Aquarius both reversed here, reaching out to the wounded warrior who has surrendered and is now holding their tongue. The lunar eclipse, or at night, taking a load off and frustrated with social distancing at work or overindulgences, gossips, etc. Sharing or settling out at work with guilt or shamed about their presence or their gift or gifts. So they could be shamed about a gift they got or about their psychic abilities, in need of sunshine and love, which may have been denied, by the Knight of Pentacles reversed, lover, destined to move or visit, with the King of Swords reversed, perhaps their sister, or suffering in silence, with the King of Wands reversed. So there's 2 kings reversed here, while the Queen of Swords speaks her truth about the Knight of Swords upright, rushing in with their truth, as the Queen of Cups is reversed and disconnect or at a distance, getting over it with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, or the world at large, and dealing with their dysfunction or loss, or no longer letting the Ten of Pentacles reversed family guilt them or guilt him for his connection with the Divine Feminine. The Knight of Cups calming down by the fall, and the Dream Girl clearing waters before waxing his chest, or myrrh for his hot forehead. Oh, don't you know, everything's all right. Yes, everything's fine. And it's cool, and the ointment's sweet for the fire in your head and feet. Close your eyes, and relax. Think of nothing tonight. So Mary Magdalene's coming up again with self-love. And the recent past being the 4 of Cups upright, wishing on a star. The Knight of Wands comes in destined with the Queen of Swords, or leaving the Queen of Swords, Libra, and offering time, money, and effort without love to the Queen of Cups reversed, or offering payment for their pain and suffering to the Queen of Cups reversed, dumping a load or their responsibilities, or taming the beast, or confessing to Leo, a child, or about a Leo child or pet. Knowing and keeping to themselves, reaping rewards and spreading rumors or negative talk or negative self-talk about ego or an idea or an awakening of, as to, or to the magician. Perhaps the magician found their missing DNA strand. Look, Ma, I found it. It was in the junk pile, the junk DNA. The foundation here is the Three of Swords separated and or divorced, the King of Wands reversed with the Page of Cups message and or puppy love, with the High Priestess, Cancer, or Aid, or Addie at night at 9:23 is the Hermit and the King of Wands, with Pisces, Virgo, and or Aquarius and Cancer here. Perhaps there's help brought in for a child or pet, or to help take care of them. The central energy is the Two of Pentacles reversed, not surrendering to all that is. The Twin Flames offering a Wands. They're offering some kind of partnership. So it could be offering one of their wands, like it's the Two of Wands, which is the Twin Flame card, right? It's the Twin Flames. But it's like they're offering one of their wands or offering a partnership, working to align, now that the worst is over, with grounding, integrating, and mastering, or with the gym and a love offer, or ignoring the fourth, no longer gambling, found the one, or dumping emotional attachments and or multiple loads, no longer confused about being strong for others. The challenge being the King of Cups with the Knight of Wands rushing in to the injustice to save the day, with Libra reverse broken and the Wounded Warrior defensive, with the King of Cups between a rock and a hard place, or the Wounded Warrior and the King of Pentacles reversed. The Wounded Warrior may have been stealing or cutting out early from work, or maybe ghosted without notice, without so much as a call, or choked, or holding back the announcement, or needing to swallow their pride the day the music died. I was just getting suicide as well. Drained, but the King of Cups ongoing, in need of the sun or vacation, the King of Wands reversed without affection, with all the girls I've loved before, and Jar of Hearts is coming up. No reunion or bad influences, destined third party with falling out in the past, no surprise visit from patient angel, as the Emperor's reversed, with a missed opportunity, or with a child or an intern in need of help in energetic exchange, or just a lot of back and forth communication or travel, with the Divine Feminine and the World, and the Queen of Wands and the Hierophant reversed, or divorcee, or the Page of Pentacles reversed, going back and forth, as the Pisces, Queen of Wands, with Taurus in their chart, or the Emperor reversed, missed opportunity with her. Now is the Knight of Swords upright, passing 5D messages, no longer confused about the never-ending story from the past, and being defenseless to the energies of dumping a load, or being dumped on by the Knight of Cups upright, wanting to offer love. The Empress reversed, perhaps messed up, or is lacking in abundance, or multiple miscarriages, and dropping the act. The evil Empress here reversed, with the King of Swords reversed, getting messages to the Emperor reversed. I mean, not a good three here with them all reversed. They could all be upset about something. Moving or unstable home or unstable atmosphere, holding on or being practical on a quest for self-happiness, or for the Emperor reversed to be satisfied with the King of Swords reversed, which can be a father and son who don't get along. No longer, the King of Swords here, no longer fantasizing about being a magician. Maybe he always wanted to be a magician, and the father said, you're being an idiot, right? The nitwit. So again, the father and son not agreeing on what his life should be, and so the masculine becomes something totally other than who he is. So perhaps he wanted to be a magician or somebody who makes magic, with the High Priestess with the keys and the Secret Keeper, with the sealed Divine Feminine, the World, or able to keep quiet until a completion point. Or is she willing to get in the tank with the keys to get out? The Knight of Swords cracking the whip with what the kids now watch. Or the High Priestess is the messenger of truth around the world, getting over the Page of Wands inspiration and trapped by the Page of Swords reversed negative self-talk, or rumors, and the Hermit shedding light on it. Injured, in exile, or out in the cold and ignored, with the devil tempted by them, or tempted them, or ball and chain, won't let go. The Page of Wands in energetic exchange with the Divine Feminine or Pisces, or the World Complete, with the Queen of Wands and the Hierophant reversed, or tainted religious leader here, or the King of Pentacles reversed, Taurus. Soon here is the Five of Cups reversed, getting over loss, regret, or hiding and frustrated between the King of Cups upright and the King of Pentacles reversed, embarrassing themselves in front of the Sovereign reversed, or perhaps a dependent, uncomfortable in separation with the Ten of Cups reversed, uncomfortable with Leo child or a pet, and Scrooge not sharing at 9:54, the Hermit and the Page of Swords message or child. The twin flames seeing themselves as the Queen of Cups reversed, in disconnect or at a distance, looking back and feeling sad perhaps, or being over emotional, or just emotionally detached completely, with the Page of Wands excited to face their fears to end the nightmare. The patient angel off the beaten path, reaping rewards with a lover or Gemini, and the King of Swords reversed, or evil twin. And that could be a literal twin brother there. Pay attention to the red flags. Wedding, separation, and engagement all came up here. And the wedding has to do with a situation that involves marriage. It doesn't have to be anything specific. But we do have engagement here too, and separation. So it's like someone's leaving one situation to go into another situation, but to pay attention to their signs and synchronicities. Getting to know each other. Around the twins, or how they're seen, is the Nine of Pentacles reversed, with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, dysfunction or loss, and no peace with injustice and trying to get past it. The block being the Knight of Pentacles reversed, who may be stubborn or resistant to the Knight of Swords rushing back after a missed opportunity. Adventure comes up here, physical activity and rebirth for the twins. There's a big love at work here, while in an all-business relationship holding a rose at 9:59, the minute before 10 o'clock. The King of Pentacles reversed in energetic exchange with the Divine Feminine and the Queen of Wands divorcee, or with Taurus in chart, or with abuser or alternative ways. The King of Pentacles reversed may have lied about a falling out in the past, or childhood issues, and defenseless to the energies. Or the King of Pentacles reversed in a split, and the kids are mad at him, and he's got no defense. The King of Pentacles reversed under the radar, connecting with the 5D twin, or still sleeping with their ex. The Hermit and Capricorn out in the cold together. The King of Pentacles reversed and the Emperor reversed, and Indigo with a proposal of bliss to the Six of Cups reversed, in a negative past returning and present to their flame and or their gift or gifts, and awakened at 10:04, which is 10:4, message received. With no guidance and or divorce. Three of Swords, heartbroken. The Queen of Cups reversed with dependent, or grounding and integrating and mastering, especially of receiving love, being an island unto themselves and trying to break patterns of giving up choices to someone else. The challenge being the King of Cups getting over the Knight of Pentacles reversed and the Knight of Swords upright and the King of Pentacles reversed, their blocks and their challenges, perhaps with no reason, and the Indigo proposing, now the worst is over, to return from the past to make up and be present and awaken. The twin flames through the ring of fire, in need of sunshine and guidance, an island to self with the Knight of Cups offering love, with disappointment, separation, and dropping the ball. The challenge being the King of Cups and the Knight of Swords, both upright, which are love and truth, 2 out of the 3 abstracts. And the Queen of Cups reversed, left for dead, the 3rd abstract, to rise on her own, with the 9 of Pentacles reversed, dependent girl, and the 9 of Pentacles reversed, perhaps another child or boy, and the King of Pentacles reversed and Emperor reversed, magician, creating bliss to compensate for a negative childhood, and now being present to all that is at 10:10, 2 wheels, moving forward into 10:11, which is justice, truth, and balance. So there you go. All right, let's pull a couple cards here. I'm going to pull from the energy deck. I might pull from the animal deck today. Let's see what comes up. It's 4:08 on the clock, and this one's 1:24:22, the Fool and the Queen of Wands and the Magician. And 4:08 is the Emperor and the 8 of the dance between the masculine and the feminine. It can also be the Page of Cups with the 8, which the Emperor often comes up as his inner child, the Page of Cups, very innocent. Okay, from the energy deck, what is our takeaway from the read today? All right. Door to personal healing and happiness. And this is what I was doing, is opening lots of doors and windows today. So again, this is bringing the outdoors in, the 34 of the energetic exchange, the hours of love, lots of communication and or travel, but just in general, lots of energy back and forth, the flurry of activity. The door to personal healing and happiness is bringing nature inside, which is in your body too, right? The goodness of life, both inside and out. And there's the financial constraints. You know, you see the difference. There's the polarity there, right? Right, this is like having an overabundance of everything inside and out, and here's having nothing at all. So again, where's the middle ground there? And there's the thinking man to figure it out, right, with a new mission, figuring out the 46, which is the inner children, right, going back into his inner child, leaving, like rich man, poor man definitely came up. 34 is the energetic exchange, and this is transition, right? So after energetic exchange, a lot of that in transition, perhaps leaving everything behind to become more of his authentic self and go into his inner child to figure out what he wants to do. And then we have Archangel Michael coming up again too, which is the wounded warrior, and getting past the first chakra to leave the wounded warrior path behind to go back into the fool's journey with an open heart. And again, in order to get off the wounded warrior's path, you have to first figure out what you value. And there is that 5 of Wands of the conflict, the competition, that's all about 3D, right? The battles, as opposed to playing games and having fun, acting, and the pursuit of happiness. There's 2 different sides of the 5 of Wands. So that part was all about the masculine. And these next cards coming up are the feminine. We have the woman holding the heart, the 44, of grounding, integrating, and mastering of love, especially receiving it, as there's a plane flying overhead. I'm leaving on a jet plane. So that's coming up. And there's been a girl walking away this week a lot too, like finding her independence, and that can be someone leaving a relationship. And here we have the community of 7, which is the chariot, the vehicle of intervention, and the vehicle of ascension. So she may be leaving a relationship because she figured out what she really loves, and she wants to go find her dreams with a community perhaps, or with friends, and be more social. And then we have the woman holding the coin. So is she going to be involved in that community, right? Because this could be a mother and daughter here. They could be sisters, any kind of relationship here with a community that they share the same. But I was also getting the energy of this one offering a partnership to this one, because she's like that envy card. You know, look at her face. That's not is that the person you want to partner up with? I don't think so, right? So she may be trying to partner up with her because she's very tapped into her heart, and she's still in her head, and she's envious of this energy. So she may be feeling into the situation to see if she really wants to be connected to this one over here, even though they may share this community, may be the same between them, but is everything else the same between them? Is it really something she wants to contract with? That could be coming up between these two. They could be a mother and daughter, they could be 2 sisters, they could be just people that don't even know each other, you know, it could be a boss. And then the last card that came up here was patience. And again, this comes up as the Statue of Liberty, having lost all of our liberties, and she's not happy about where she is, right? It wasn't what she was promised. And that clock says 10:11, which is, we ended the read at 10:11, right? It was 10:10, and then when I finished the sentence it was 10:11. So again, it's emphasizing that, right? Going from the 10:10 of 2 wheels turning together, the wheel of fortune together, one's going to 11 of truth and balance, of justice, taking it one step further. And this is the 16 of the Tower. So there's something around the Tower energies with this, and the Statue of Liberty. And I'm getting again, sleep and I shall soothe you, calm you and anoint you, myrtle your hot forehead. Oh, don't you know everything's all right? Yes, everything's fine, and it's cool and the ointment's sweet for the fire in your head and feet. Close your eyes and relax. Think of nothing tonight. And there's your masculine. So it's Mary Magdalene soothing the Christ masculine. Now he's taking a break, resting and rejuvenating, time in the sun, really relaxing. Okay, so the feminine's being patient with her liberties having been taken away from her, and, you know, having all the time in the world. This also can be an energy in the masculine life. You know, it could be a child who's angry about not being able to do what they were promised they could do. But it's definitely about the masculine not worrying about their issues now. It's focusing on him. And this may be a child who needs to become more independent and figure it out for themselves. And then the masculine comes out speaking their truth with the 39 and the Knight of Cups, healing their heart and their throat chakra here with Gabriel and speaking their truth. And then we have the caring connections, and there's the woman walking away. Okay? So again, there's the higher love and someone who found a new inspiration, whether this is a child or a partner. There's definitely somebody walking away. The bottom of the deck is indecision. This is someone who comes to the crossroads and has to decide, do I need to make a decision, or can I just ascend and rise above? Do I actually need to make a decision, or can I just wait and see what happens? And there's the 43 of the man holding a coin, trying to make a decision about coming together, and they're in that Page of Cups energy of Metatron, going into their inner child, coming together. And this again was that energy of the King of Wands. Should I stay or should I go? Should I stay in my very cushy life, or should I go into my inner child and follow my bliss, my truth, and leave this cushy life behind? Okay, that's what's coming up over and over yesterday and today for sure. So I'm going to pull from the animal deck for some reason. I'm being guided to this deck today. Let's see what comes up for you. All right, so what is the takeaway from the message today? From the read today, what is the message? Oh, there we go. Right in my lap. The Prince of Summer, romantic, flirtatious, introspective, and enchanting. There's the frog. And there's the glass slipper for Cinderella. A deeply emotional and probably romantic experience will sweep you off your feet. Things can move very quickly during such a whirlwind encounter, so stay balanced and make decisions with both your heart and your intellect. Stay grounded, okay? Wow, guys. And then the dreamer, the shepherd puppy, you are starting a new adventure. Run free and take a leap of faith. So that was just confirming it for you, that it wasn't just this card. It's saying there's a new adventure. So again, this is reflecting the couple coming together and the one taking off on a new adventure for themselves. Aw, and then look at the next card. It's the lion and the lamb. How sweet is that? This could be the feminine, and this is the masculine. That's so cute. And that one says, Mazai, lion and lamb. Mazai, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. True strength is displayed through kindness, forgiveness, and compassion. You have tremendous personal power and courage. Wow, guys, that's a really nice message. The bottom of the deck is the tug of war. How funny is that? The polarities, the 5 of winter. It looks like a collie and an Aussie. So the collie's coming up here. Your current path isn't leading you toward the happiest possible outcome, so why not change it? So that's your answer if you're saying, should I stay or should I go? Always maintain. So you have a question and you're in a certain situation and the question doesn't end. Well, obviously you're supposed to end the situation then, because otherwise it's going to keep coming up. Always maintain integrity and compassion, but be alert to hidden agendas of others. Okay? So again, just follow your signs and synchronicities. And you don't have to rush into anything, okay? So I'm going to leave it at that today. Make sure you drink your water, get your rest, your joy, and your nature. Be good to yourselves. Breathe. And rise and be love. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.